done woke up, slept on me, trying to eat with vultures. Y'all look frail, let me feed the culture. Can't get full of the lead and coke, huh? Still sober? Y'all OD, follow me. Where the rain follow me, king. Yeah, I know the king, Martin Luther King. You ain't really gonna throw, boy, you in a dream. Wake up, y'all don't want it. Down to the wire, better put Milo on it. And let's soon Chico Milo, homie. And if I'm scared, I guess I don't know it. Cause I'm still going still right where the heat at. And where I ain't supposed to be, that's where I be at. And I spit that shit back. Listen to the truth for the sky crack and the Lord gets back. Or somebody wants to hit back and they click clack, leave your bin back, thinking I just intact. Never left, but I've been back. Cross on my bit neck and I don't rap gospel, I live that. But I'm nothing but a gimmick. You see me in a club, funny, you was in it. Skip a cosign, shout out to the homie Kendrick. And all I hear is crickets when I run into the critics. Oh well, show tells me a lot when they tell me to rock. Keep my eyebrows raised, smell what I'm cooking. And the sales may drop, yeah, the mail may stop. But they ask for the truth, yeah, I'ma do it. They like, how you do that now? Sound kinda nice, boy, who that down? Is everything real good, true and fair? But you probably wouldn't listen if you knew that down. If you knew that down.
The heart beats just a little faster right now, doesn't it? As they stand alone right now. No cornermen. They're just ready to make the ring walk for the biggest fight that boxing.
Yes, sir. Blocked by the coast. Keep your hands up. Keep your chin tucked. All right. Fuck all the intro. My bad, man. I had to actually start my whole thing all over again. Let me start it over again. Blocked by the coast. Keep your hands up. Keep your chin tucked. It's the one and only Ghost with the shadow in the front. And man, unbelievable, man. I started a live and didn't even have my damn edited clip. I mean, how you gonna start a live and I have any? I have nothing to talk about because I usually pre-edit clips. So let me make sure I have everything now. Make sure I have everything. I know my audio is working because I just checked my audio. So everything should be working. Okay. Let me go. Okay. Yes, I got it. Okay. I hope everyone's having a blessed Friday out there today. It is actually kind of nice out where I'm at. I thought it was going to be a little bit colder than that, but I want to get into a fight that actually, let's be honest, nobody's talking about this fight. Absolutely nobody. I don't actually blame them, to be honest with you. I don't blame you. But let me tell you how bad it is. It's so bad that not even the Boxing Voice is covering the the Boxing Voice covers everything, bro. I swear to you. They cover every fight, bro. I mean, I got to give it to them. The Boxing Voice, sometimes they actually cover stuff I didn't even know that was going on. You know, they'll fuck around and cover a fight in the parking lot. But nobody's covering. They're over there talking about Jake Paul. Nobody gives a damn about this fight right here. Why is my background like that? No. See, hold on a second. Let me add the overlay. I put it in the wrong spot. Here it is right here. My thumbnail. Unbelievable. I don't blame y'all, but you know, to be honest with you, bro, it's a very underrated fight, in my opinion. It's a very underrated fight. You know, I right here. There you go. Let me get it off there. The great rematch no one talks about and no one cares about. All right, let's just talk about it for what it is. Hey, what's going on, Nostalgic? I appreciate you for being here, my guy. You know, I don't blame nobody to be talking about this fight because let's cover the reason why. The first reason why is because of the fact that this fight was originally part of a pay-per-view. From my understanding, it was supposed to be on the undercard of David Benavidez and Boo Boo. I think it was, or it was supposed to have another main event. And whatever ended up happening, nonetheless, they scratched it. David Morell became the main event, and it's actually kind of sad because I'm not saying anything bad about David Morell. I think he's a great fighter, but it's kind of crazy how David Morell is the main event and they got Rayo and Colbert as the co-main event. But it is what it is. This was a very, very underrated first fight, bro. This is a very, very underrated fight. Let's get over to the press conference. The clip that I had edited and I took a clip of it. Here goes the weigh-in.
First to the scale. His record 12-2 with 8 knockouts. He's the exciting WBA number 9 ranked lightweight contender, El Rayo, Jose Valenzuela. Jose Valenzuela weighs in at a ready 134 pounds. 134. And now from Brooklyn, New York, 17-1 with 6 knockouts, WBA number 7 ranked lightweight contender, the former WBA interim super featherweight champion, primetime, Chris Colbert. 134 1/2 pounds for Chris Colbert, 134 1/2. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make this clear. This is for a rematch. A rematch for the...
Oh, he pushed Chris Colbert, man. He pushed him. That's kind of funny because I think Chris pushed him yesterday, to be honest. Let's be completely honest. Yesterday, it was El Rayo doing the pushing. If we go back to it, I think that's pretty much what happened. He basically pushed him for pushing him back because last night when they were talking about the fight or the so-called press conference, as you remember, they placed a 50K bet. I believe the 50K bet is that is it that he beats Colbert or he knocks him out? But they actually placed a 50K bet, and I actually believe that they're actually going to pay because, I mean, it's on camera. If you remember, Ryan Garcia had bet. Do y'all remember when Ryan Garcia had bet Errol Spence that Rolly was going to beat Tank? Do y'all remember? That was actually on camera. He said to Earl, I think I'll bet you, I don't know how much it was. It was 25,000, 50,000. It was a lot of money to me and maybe a lot of money to you. But to Ryan Garcia, it was probably nothing. To Errol, it was probably nothing. But it was a large sum of money. And he bet him that Rolly would beat Tank. We all know that Tank knocked him out. And then after the fight, Errol Spence went on social media and was like, bro, you better pay me. And then everyone started getting on Ryan. They went to Ryan on Twitter. You better pay him. And then Ryan ended up paying him. So this right here, this bet was literally on camera. So I do think there's 50K on the line. Here's what happened last night.
Okay. How much you want to put on it? What you want to put on it? I put 50,000 on it. You won't?
Let's make a post.
We talking about it right now.
I responded to it. He deleted it. Why'd you delete it? You bluffing ass.
We here talking. This nigga's a punk.
Why'd you delete it? Why'd you delete it?
Believe in himself, nigga. I believe in myself, nigga. You all talk.
He deleted his post.
50,000 right now.
Let's do it.
Shake on it.
Let's do it.
Say you gonna knock me out 50,000, please. All right.
Believe that. Yeah, believe that. I'm gonna knock your ass out.
Please.
All right. Believe that. I'm gonna knock your ass out.
All right. You get tough. This tough. This press conference talk. We gonna see Saturday, punk ass nigga.
All right, yeah, we gonna see.
And if you don't have my money, niggas gonna be waiting for you.
Shit. Wow. My niggas gonna be
That's
there.
on my soul.
So as you see, that's 50K bet right there. Hey, I'm telling you right now, this is a very, very underrated fight. I know a lot of people don't like my guy, Chris Colbert. I mean, of course, every time I talk about him, somebody's got something to say. I mean, look, here goes Snoopy. Snoopy, didn't you come in here yesterday under somebody else, bro? Didn't you? Be honest with me, Snoopy. Listen, it's okay to troll. I don't care. I know trolls support too, but be honest with me. Weren't you here yesterday under a different avatar, my guy? I'm pretty sure you were. I could tell you what your name was yesterday. Hold on. Your name yesterday was. Let me go to it real quick. I know who you are. Your name yesterday was Don Bobby. You're Don Bobby, bro. Don't even front. Your ass is Don. Why don't you come back as Don Bobby? You don't got to change your avatar, bro. Snoopy, you don't got to change your avatar. All right, today you're Snoopy. Yesterday you're Don Bobby. Who are you going to be tomorrow? Just come as yourself, bro. Come as yourself. I don't give a fuck. I don't care, bro. I don't care. These guys are funny as hell, bro. These dudes are funny as fuck, bro. Come on, man. Unbelievable. Pudo. Hey, what's going on, Pudo? Hey, hold on 1 second. What is going up here? Hold on. Let me go back in the comments real quick. Let me catch up. Yes, these two do. Hey, listen, Tycho, I'm gonna tell you right now, you already know I rock with Chris Colbert all day, all night, bro. It is what it is. If he loses, though, I'm gonna get on him ASAP. It don't matter. But I'm telling you right now, this is do or die for both of them. Because of the fact that El Rayo has lost 2 straight fights. Colbert lost a fight prior to this fight, which is controversial. I heard people talking about it today. They still think that he beat Chris Colbert. I'm telling you right now, obviously, you know I fuck with Chris Colbert. I gave the swing rounds to Chris. I had Chris winning that fight by 1 round. If you give him the swing rounds. If you give El Rayo the swing rounds, then it was a close fight. The reason why it was a close fight and it was so controversial is because within the first 15 seconds of the fight, Colbert got clipped bad. And I'm talking bad. He was bad. He was out on his feet. Okay. So people have that in their mind. You got to understand that. If a fight starts, all right, what sticks out to you? I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm gonna prove it to you. Kambosos and Tio, what sticks out to you when you think of that fight? When you go back and you think of Tio Kambosos, what's the first thing that pops in your head? You know what's the first thing that pops in my head? Tio getting dropped in the first round. That's the first thing. I remember Tio dropping Kambosos, but that was later on in the fight. And in fact, if you go back and watch the Kambosos and Tio fight, some would argue that it was a draw. Some would argue that Tio won. I'm not saying, when I first saw it, I thought Tio lost, but I don't think he got blown out. I think that because he got knocked down in the first round and all the shit talking and the shit that was going on with Devin Haney at the time and everyone talking about, is he undisputed or not undisputed, and Devin with the email belt, all that shit, you got to understand a lot of hate comes into the picture. El Rayo and Colbert, that first fight, the one thing people remember is within the first 15 seconds, Colbert gets dropped and he gets dropped bad. What they don't remember, which I don't remember, is that he got up and in the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth round, he was standing in the center picking El Rayo apart. That jab was on automatic. And by the way, Colbert, when I look at his offense, and I have to be completely honest with you, I have to be honest because number one, I know nobody gives a fuck about Chris, but so I have to be honest with myself. Chris Colbert has a lot more than just a jab. Okay, he has a lot more. I think his best offense weapon that he has is a jab. He's got a very good right hook. He's fast. He does have dog in him, except for that one fight with Garcia. It was embarrassing. It is what it is. But he's got dog in him. Okay. When he's in his rhythm, he will pick you apart, bro. He will pick you apart. And I'm telling you, I think tomorrow, he's not going to fight like he did in that first fight. It's very obvious when you go back and look at the fight. And I was going to show it. But I think I was telling Tycho in my other live a week ago, every time I show a damn clip, no matter what it is, they cut my live off, bro. They take my whole damn live off. The other day, I looked and found out that a 2.5 hour live of mine from a week and a half ago, they took it down. I didn't even know it was down. They took it down because I showed an 8-second clip of Jamal Charlo. So now I got to be careful because even though I'm a small channel and I don't give a fuck, it's not about the money. The fact is, I don't care who it is. You don't want to be up here talking for 2.5 hours, 2 hours, and then you have your whole live taken down because you showed something for 8 seconds. Now, they do give you an option to take it out. They'll say, hey, take this out. So that's what I did. But I didn't even know they took it down until afterwards. So I was going to show you, but you can go back and see it for yourself. In the first fight, Colbert literally came at, I mean, it was dumb as hell. He literally just came straight at El Rayo trying to knock him out. In fact, El Rayo didn't, if you look at the first round, I'm being dead ass serious. Go back and look for yourself. El Rayo is in the corner. Colbert is on the opposite side, right? The bell rings. El Rayo doesn't even make it to the middle of the ring. He doesn't even make it to the middle of the ring. Colbert ran at him and had him backed into the corner. And El Rayo's corner, his corner is right here where he sits in between rounds. Immediately. And he starts throwing shots at him and gets clipped within the first 15 seconds. El Rayo didn't even get a chance to get to the middle of the ring. Colbert was on him and Colbert got clipped and Colbert was hurt. I thought it was over. I said, bro, this fucking fight's over. I knew I am one of the only rare people that talk about him. And I know I'm like, everyone's going to talk a lot of shit to me, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to like leave YouTube or nothing like that. But I'm in my mind, I'm like, I know these trolls are ready. It's just like I know if he loses tomorrow. This comes with the territory, bro. Any fighter that you like and you're online, any fighter you give any props to, motherfucker, wait till he loses. Wait till watch. You know how YouTube is. Social media is undefeated. Social media is undefeated. But at the end of the day, when I was looking at the fight, Chris was hurt bad. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this is so embarrassing, bro. As a Colbert fan, I'm like, this is so embarrassing. And he got up and he made it out the round, bro. And he should have never made it out the round. If anyone is to blame for El Rayo losing that first fight, is El Rayo. And I'm being dead ass. I'm not just saying it because I like Chris or whatever. I'm being dead ass with you. The only person to blame for him is him. He's the reason why he lost that fight, because Colbert should have never got out. And in fact, the first thing Chris Colbert said to El Rayo yesterday, the first thing he said was this.
No, you know what they say, right? It's not about how you started, it's about how you finished. You dropped me in the first round, in the first 30 seconds, and didn't finish me. That says a lot about you as a fighter.
You was going back to your corner every round.
Lot. That says a lot. It don't matter. Every round I stood up. What do you mean going back? I was standing up every round. Fuck you talking about?
Rope to
I
rope.
stood up every round. He cannot do that. He don't know how to do that. He had 2 minutes and 30 seconds to finish me in the first round. Anybody that get knocked down in a fight like the way I got knocked down in the first round in 30 seconds is supposed to be gone.
As you see, even David Morell was sitting next to him when he said, hey, yo, anybody gets clipped like that, he ain't supposed to make it out the round. Even David Morell was like, yeah, you're right. So if anyone's to blame for him losing, it's El Rayo, bro. You let Chris out of that first round. You let him gather himself. And then he started picking you apart in the middle of the fight, those middle rounds. Then it was like in the 8th or 9th round, Colbert gets clipped again. Gets clipped the second time. He's hurt again. And again, Colbert is now, and you know he's really hurt because Colbert was moving forward, got clipped, started moving backwards. He regathered himself again. Then in the last round, he got clipped again with like 30 seconds left. So we have the knockdown. We have Chris getting hurt again. Two additional times on top of that. That's what people remember. That's what people remember. All they remember is he got knocked down, he got wobbled in the 8th, and he got wobbled with 30 seconds left in the fight. That's what sticks in your mind. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But look at the whole fight, bro. Look at the whole fight. In fact, I said that El Rayo was exposed in that fight. Now, Chris Colbert was already exposed when he fought Hector Garcia. But El Rayo, I know anybody watching can see that Colbert exposed El Rayo. He is very susceptible to a good jab. In his counterpunching, he's not accurate with his counterpunching. He's not accurate. He caught De Los Santos. You remember when he knocked down De Los Santos? He caught De Los Santos on a counter. Right? He caught him on a counter. But he missed like at least 5 or 4 other counters. So his counterpunching is not as good as what it seems. That's where Chris was picking him apart. Chris was picking him apart in between punches. He would wait for El Rayo to throw a punch, and Chris would throw 2 or 3 punches at a time. So people only remember the knockdown and the 2 times that Chris got hurt. You go back and you watch that whole fight, bro, and just try not to be biased. That's all. I know a lot of y'all don't like him. I know. Ain't no fucking... look, I'm the only channel that talks about him. Find another channel that talk about Colbert. Find another channel. You won't. It's so bad right now. It's so bad that you got the Boxing Voice talking about Jake Paul. They're talking about Jake Paul, and they're still talking about Devin Haney, and not talking about David Morell or Colbert fighting. Maybe they did or whatever, but I know that for a lot of... And I look at these bigger channels. I look at them because I don't watch ESPN no more. I don't watch, and I think ESPN Boxing, I think they stopped actually, but I don't watch them. I get my boxing news and my boxing info from YouTube. Just like you guys, a lot of us get it from here. Obviously, you get a lot of your people have sources that they know personally, but people also get sources online, typing, going to boxing news, going to the WBA website, the IBF website, and of course, Boxing News 24 and all these other boxing outlets. Not all of them are great. A lot of them are biased, but you as a fan can look past the biasness and take the information that is accurate and take out what is biased. A lot of times when you read an article, you could tell that's a biased statement, but you can still get facts out of that article. It happens all the time with Boxing News 24 and Canelo. If you read Boxing News 24, you know that outlet is completely biased against Canelo. Completely bias. But you could still get valid information in there. Like, for instance, we found out from those outlets and other outlets that Devin Haney came in at 25 pounds extra overnight. That came directly from Michael Benson and the California Athletic Commission. So these are things that we get. So online is where I get most of my sources, just like a lot of people, unless you know people personally. Or Tycho gave me a good idea yesterday. Shout out to Tycho. I'm going to start doing is following I have a lot of these boxers that I follow on Twitter, but that is another place where you can get inside information about what they're talking about and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, we have to decipher what's bullshit and what's not. And a lot of times when you see people say this fighter ducked this fighter ducked that fighter, we never see a contract. We never see a contract. If I sit on Twitter and I go, I want to fuck Tycho up, that's really not a call out. That's just me talking in front of a camera. Everybody can do that. Everybody can do that. It's sending a contract and actual reaching out to the promoter stuff. To me, then that's a duck. Or if you got a belt and they tell you need, like with Janibek and Andre, I'm going to go back to Andre. They told Andre to fight Janibek. He didn't fight him. They tried to get him again to fight him. He left, went up to 168, right? Do people remember? And this is what I try to say to some people, like to pick and choose. But do y'all remember that when Boo Boo went up to 168? He was supposed to fight Zach Parker. And it was made clear that the winner would get Canelo. Right? He doesn't fight Zach Parker. Zach Parker ends up fighting what's his name? And Ryder. And Ryder beats him on because of the cut, right? But yet, people won't tell you that. They'll still say that Canelo was avoiding Boo Boo and all this other stuff. He had opportunities to fight Canelo, in my opinion. He had other opportunities. Now, to be fair, Canelo said to his face, "You're a horrible fighter. Get the fuck out of here." And so I guess you can look at it and go, well, he wasn't interested in Boo Boo. But now, can we look at it and ask yourself why he wasn't interested in Boo Boo? Why? I'm not saying Boo Boo's trash. I'm not saying. I think Boo Boo is still a good fighter. I think Boo Boo actually at 160, can be a force there. I think he beats Jamal. I think he's technically sound enough to beat Jamal. A lot of people think Jamal beats him. I think he beats Jamal. But nonetheless, let me backtrack to what I was trying to get off. I went off on a tangent there. But go back and look at the first fight with El Rayo and Colbert. You will see that Colbert won a lot of those rounds. They were swing rounds, though. There was swing rounds. And if you give it to El Rayo, then yes. I would have been happy with a draw. But the reason why I said I would have been happy with a draw is because at that time I said, well, if we get a draw, at least we get the rematch. Right? Well, we're getting a rematch. Why are we getting a rematch? We're getting a rematch. If you remember, after the first fight, El Rayo was pissed off. The post-press conference, not the post-press conference, when they're doing the interview after the fight, Colbert said, I'll give you a rematch. El Rayo kept saying, no, you lost. And then they started getting disrespectful with each other. And Colbert said, fuck you. I'm not fighting you now. Then El Rayo kept talking shit on Twitter. You're scared of me. This and that. So finally, Colbert said, fine, let's run it back. So actually, I give Colbert a lot of respect because this is a very high risk, low reward fight. It is very high risk, low reward. I believe El Rayo is ranked number 7 in the main sanctioning body that he campaigns in. And Chris Colbert is also ranked number 7 because I was just watching the weigh-in. Just now. Matter of fact, let me go to it and see if they even mentioned that. Let me make sure. Matter of fact, I can get it right here while I'm talking because I went ahead and I downloaded it so we can actually see. This fight is high risk, low reward. Okay. I got it right here. Let that upload. It's going to take about 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. I got a new GPU, bro. Come on. Work, motherfucker, work. Do your job. There it goes. Okay, here we go.
First to the scale. His record 12-2 with 8 knockouts. He's the exciting WBA number 9 ranked lightweight contender, El Rayo, Jose Valenzuela. Jose Valenzuela weighs in at a ready 134 pounds, 134. And now from Brooklyn, New York, 17-1 with 6 knockouts, WBA number 7 ranked lightweight contender, the former WBA interim super featherweight champion, primetime, Chris Colbert. 134 and 1/2 pounds for Chris Colbert, 134 and 1/2. There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make this clear. This is for a real.
Oh, those guys are cute, man. They really like each other, man. Okay, let me go here. Let me catch up on the comments because I see some people talking shit. Will you be streaming? Will you be live? No, I won't. No, I won't. Saturdays. You know, man, Saturdays, there's a lot of reasons why I don't go live on Saturdays, but number one is because that is a day where I take care of a lot of things. But not only that, if a fight is on, I want to watch the fight. I did 1 or 2 lives with it, and I don't like it because I got to pay attention to the chat. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I can't do 2 things at once, but it's kind of like when you're watching the fight, you got to watch the fight, and then I'm also doing a live at the same time. I don't know. I got to get used to that. I know a lot of people do that. Maybe I should try it. I did it. The one time I tried it, I didn't like it. In fact, I had somebody on the panel with me. So because I was so conscious, I'm so focused on the fight, it's hard for me to like talk to y'all. You know what I mean? Like I'm really like when I'm watching boxing, I'm literally like, and I don't like to be bothered when I'm watching boxing. Me and my son's mother would get into arguments because I would be like, yo, don't leave me the fuck alone. So you want to taste my tears? Bro, that sounds low-key kind of gay, my guy. You want to taste my tears? In order for you to taste my tears, you'd have to be really close to my face, bro. Yo, you sure you wrote that right? Bro, you is weird, bro. You's weird. I know you're Don Bobby, bro, from yesterday. You want to know how I know you're Don Bobby? You want to know how I know? I'm going to tell you how I know that you're that same guy. Because you said, right? Oh, get the fuck out of here. Where's he been, by the way, bro? He was actually a very loyal troll, man. What happened, bro? I'm kind of jealous, actually. What happened to Krempai? Krempai was like my top, the dudes that ride in the short bus. There's a couple of y'all. He was leading the pack, bro. What happened to him? Are you Krempai? I'm gonna just tell you why I think you're one of these guys, because number one, somebody was talking about Chris's chicken yesterday. Motherfucker, you never ate his chicken. You never been to Garfield, New Jersey. Stop it. You are Krempai. Because Krempai always says it's good to see you streaming since Colbert. You are Krempai. Okay, bro, why don't you just come as yourself, Krempai? Why? I know you're him, bro. I know you're him because of what you're saying. That's exactly what you said every time you hopped in the stream. And I kept telling you, I never left YouTube. Rayo can't lose. You think he's going to beat El Rayo Taiko? Or you think El Rayo is going to beat Colbert? I would definitely say that I believe that is actually I think that's true. I think that their careers is on the line, believe it or not. A lot of people might go, well, why do you think their careers is on the line? There's no belts because of, you look at the predicament that both of these guys are in. This is a do or die fight for both of them. Rayo took 2 back-to-back losses and switched his trainers. So if he loses again, that'll be 3 fights in a row. That's why this fight, to me, is very dangerous for Chris, because El Rayo is on a do or die, bro. His back against the wall. Just remember, let's rewind a little bit. A couple fights ago, 2 fights ago, El Rayo was this top prospect. Y'all remember? I remember they were throwing it. Don't tell me if I'm lying. Y'all know Damian Lillard, right? The NBA player, Damian Lillard. Supposedly, supposedly he's a real boxing fan. He watches all the fights, right? Damian Lillard, they've actually had him talking on PBC and, some of them other basketball players too. Steven Jackson, a lot of, there's a handful of them that, and I just think they're looking for jobs. I'm not saying that they need money, but I'm just saying it's just kind of weird to me how a lot of these other guys be talking about boxing and some of them don't even know who they're talking about. I don't think Steven Jackson knows boxing, but I think they just needed a body. I think they needed a body, and he's famous somewhat in the sports world. So I think that's why, because a lot of times when he talks, I don't think he understands what he's saying. But Damian Lillard, when they asked him about the fighters that he likes, El Rayo was one of the fighters that he said, be on the lookout for El Rayo. That's my guy. I want to see him fight Tank. This was 2 fights ago. And then he loses 2 times. Hold on. Let me change something real quick. All right. So that was just 2 fights ago that my guy was talking about. Yo, yeah, I want to see him again. So basically, y'all remember that he was this prospect coming up. I'm not going to lie. I said his name a couple times. Like, there was at one point, I'm like, yo, El Rayo's a bad motherfucker. But this is why people talk about resumes, bro. This is why resumes are important, bro. And, and people think I hate on these guys that I talk about. Like, for instance, let's go back to Andre real quick. People think I hate on him when I say things like, well, bro, a week before the fight, if y'all remember, I went live. I shared the screen. I remember because I was talking to Tycho about it. I shared the screen and I said, who are these guys? Who are these guys in his resume? We went down the list and maybe two I recognize an hardcore boxing fan. I recognize some of them names. Now, there's other names I saw, like I remember, like I've actually heard them, but I can't honestly tell you that I've seen them fight, bro. I can't honestly tell you that I've seen him fight. And we find out that he's never won a belt. The belts were given to him either because somebody had left and the belt was there and 2 guys fight for the belt, but he never beat a champion for the belt. This shit matters, bro. Your resume does matter. That's why I always say that I think Canelo beats David. Mark my words. Mark my words. I'm not saying that, it's not going to be a good fight. Very well could beat Canelo, but I think Canelo beats David. I think because of his experience. He's seen so many styles. So El Rayo, when a couple fights ago, his name was in there as one of these top prospects. And then he loses twice. Now nobody's even talking about him. Not to mention, he left Benavidez Sr., right? Which I think, in my opinion, I think he blamed Benavidez Sr. for his loss against Colbert. I really do. I really do. Because why didn't you leave him when you lost against De Los Santos? Your loss against De Los Santos was worse than your loss against Chris, because at least your loss against Chris Colbert was actually controversial. It was actually controversial. People can actually sit up here and go, I think El Rayo won that fight. People in the chat will probably tell me right now, I think El Rayo won that first fight. So it was such a close fight. Why did you leave him then? Why didn't you leave him when you lost against De Los Santos and got knocked out? So I think he's having problems coping with his back-to-back losses, which makes him very, very dangerous, bro. Makes him when you have nothing to, when you have no care in the world and your back is against the wall, bro, you're at your most dangerous. In my opinion, you're at your most dangerous. Chris already got a loss. The reason why I say it's do or die for Chris is because Chris is not going to get a lot of chances. He's not going to get a lot of chances because when you look at Chris, and this is going to be, I'm being dead ass honest, bro. When it comes to Chris Colbert, and y'all know he's my guy, but I have to be fucking completely honest with you. Nobody knows him, bro. Nobody knows him. He has no fan base, bro. He's got, I've met maybe 2 other guys that actually was like, yeah, I fuck with Colbert. I'm talking about like as like rocking for him. He's got no fans. Colbert's got no fan base, bro. I am one of the only ones that talk about him. So that is just the truth. So the truth is, he's not going to get many chances, bro. He's not going to get many chances. He needs to beat El Rayo in order for him, because I know he says he wants to fight Tank. I know he says he wants to fight Shakur. Now, I know what y'all going to say. Yo, Shakur beat the brakes off him. Tank will beat the brakes off him. It doesn't matter what the fuck we think. What matters is that Chris wants those fights. At least that's what he says. Rayo, on the other hand, if Rayo loses again, bro, he's literally a gatekeeper before his career even began. Let's pull up El Rayo. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Oh, unbelievable. Okay, there you go. All right, let me show you something. Y'all can see that, right? Okay. Rayo, 12-2, bro. 12. He's only 24 years old. He's only 24 years old and already has 2 losses. Now, I say it all the time. Your losses does not define you. All right? Look at Barrios. Barrios is back up on top after taking those losses that he took and not ducking any smoke. Barrios won the belt off Ugas and now is I think that was for a belt, right? But either way, he's a top contender back at 147 now, especially now that Crawford has left, apparently, and Spence has left, apparently. So that makes him a force to be reckoned with at 147, one of the top guys to beat, Barrios. So your losses don't define you. However, he's 12-2. Rayo is 12-2. Look at his last losses. Edwin De Los Santos, he got KO'd, and that was a bad KO. And then he lost to Chris Colbert. Now, one thing I do disagree with is look at the scorecards here. 94-95 Colbert, 94-95 Colbert, 94-95 Colbert. That, if you go back to my live that I had, I scored it 94-95 Colbert. That is with the swing rounds. Like I said, people they only remember the knockdown and him getting hurt a couple times. That's why they say, oh man, that's a robbery. It was not a robbery, bro. It was not a robbery. Okay. This is when I first started. Oh, I saw what you said, Pudo, about Boo Boo, right? You think I'm capping when I say I think Boo Boo beats Jamal. No, I'm serious. I'm serious, Pudo. I think Boo Boo beats Jamal. I think he beats Jamal. The reason why I say that is because if this was the old Jamal, like prior to that layoff, yeah, I'm Jamal all day. I think Jamal beats Boo Boo. The old Jamal. This Jamal, no. And by the way, speaking of Jamal Charlo, with that fight with Jose Benavidez, I saw people, I see all the comments like Jamal is back, and he looks good. No, bro, he did not look great, bro. In my opinion, he did not look great. He fought a blown up 147-pounder and couldn't get him out of there. And he also had Jose hurt in the first round too. He just didn't have him hurt like that, but he had him hurt. Nonetheless, I think Boo Boo beats Jamal. Boo Boo, okay, both their resumes are not really that good, okay? But Jamal has all these issues with the drinking and all these problems and outside. You got to take that shit into a factor, bro. His mental. Boo Boo doesn't have any of that. We just don't know how Boo Boo's going to bounce back after losing to David. We do know that since that loss, he now wants to fight at 160, which makes you think that if I can't beat David, why am I even going to stick around here? Which kind of makes sense. I mean, but then again, I would have liked him to stick around. I want to see him versus Plant. I want to see him versus even Berlanga. I mean, I can't believe I said Berlanga, but yeah, even Berlanga. But I do think he beats. I do, and I think that fight will be next, Pudo. I think it's very possible, especially if he's going back down to 160, or unless Jamal stays at 168. I think Jamal says he wants to fight at 168 now, so maybe it won't happen. I don't know. But they said that he wants to go back and fight Janabek now. Now he wants to fight Janabek. Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean they tripping on the Hector Garcia fight? The first one with Colbert or the one where he lost? Hector Garcia lost his fight last week. I have to go back, Pudo. I have to go back. But there was a round where Colbert got hurt, and I still gave it to Colbert because the rest of the round, it was Colbert. The rest of the round, it was Colbert. Of course, what people remember, he got rocked. But, I mean, this is where, when it comes to swing rounds, this is why people have a lot of problem with judges. Okay? If you are watching a fight, certain things appeal to you as a human being. Understand that. Certain things appeal to you. You might like the art of the stick and move, can't touch me, I'll give you two. You might really like that style, and therefore you favor, or you might even like the fighter. Think about it. These are human beings. These judges are human beings. You got other judges that favor what they call aggression, effective aggression, ring IQ, and all this other shit, right? Effective punching. There was an article I used to have saved, and I should have kept it. But it was one of the famous referees that they have is one of the. I think he's one of my. I know he's one of my favorite. He actually breaks down what his criteria for judging a round. Right. Even in that article, though, he says that when there's a round that's really, really close, that a lot of times their personal, that's where their personal opinion comes into play, which can be controversial. So when it's a swing round, Pudo, and you say, I see you, I'm assuming you gave Rayo winning the last round. I have to go back and look. But when it's a close round, I got to take my biasness into effect. If it's a swing round, I'm going to give it to Chris. I'm being completely honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I would have been satisfied with a draw. Yeah, about 3 times. 3 times. Pudo, anything I say, you say the opposite, so that's not surprising. Hey, that sounds about right. Can we talk about something real quick? What is this shit going around that Devin wants to fight at 147? He wants to fight these. Stop it, bro. Stop it. You think he's gonna? If Devin goes to 140, let me ask you a question. Yes. I'm talking about Devin Haney again. Why? Because everyone's still talking about him. You think if he goes to 147, let me ask you this. You think if he goes to 147, he's going to fight the best at 147? You think he's going to fight Boots? You think he's going to fight Crawford if Crawford stays at 147? Come on, guys. Think about it, bro. Think about it. They're going to pick a fighter that they think Devin can pick apart, which is why I see through a lot of the bullshit that other people don't see. You move up from 135 to 140. Look at this picture. I want you to envision what I'm saying here. You get the WBC belt not by beating anybody, right? Loma gets the franchise. Listen to what I'm saying. Loma gets the franchise. Devin gets that belt, right? Tio goes and knocks out Richard Comey, right? He beats Nakatani, knocks out Richard Comey in the second round, beats Loma, gets the other 3 belts. Devin has that 1 belt, right? It caused a huge rift in the fans against on social media. A lot of people don't like Tio. A lot of people don't like Devin. A lot of people don't like the way Devin got the belt, whatever it is, right? Tio's undisputed. He wasn't undisputed or whatever, right? Tio loses to Kambosos. Devin steps in, beats Kambosos for all those belts. Then Shakur moves up. Devin leaves. Is that not the truth? Devin leaves. Goes to 140. Fights Regis. And now all of a sudden is already now talking 147. That's the issue that people see. Whereas, let's back it up to Tio. Tio went straight for Loma, right? When he got the 140, had a couple of fights to get adjusted, went straight to the top guy, Taylor, the guy that beat Regis, the guy that was considered the guy that beat the guy that beat the guy, even though Taylor's last fight against Catterall was controversial. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that he got the nod, bro. He got the nod. And Tio stayed, as far as we know, says he was retired. We know he wasn't retiring. Just probably didn't like the money situation or whatever. But let's be honest. You really think that Devin's going to move up to 147 and fight Boots? Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it, man. Wait till you see their next opponent. Then talk to me. With Canelo and David, that rehydration clause could be a factor, man. After thinking about it, man, I've really thought about this. It's kind of funny that you bring that up. After seeing what happened with Devin gaining 25 pounds, I don't have an issue with a rehydration clause, depending on the situation. Canelo is 5'8", fighting at 168 pounds. I think Devin Haney's bigger than Canelo. Isn't Devin Haney bigger than Canelo? So David, we know, is supposed to be fighting at 175. We know he has problems making weight at 168. He lost the belt on the scale. So, with that being said, would you think Canelo would be cheating if he asked for a rehydration clause? You think that'd be cheating? I actually got Boo Boo beating him, bro. I think Boo Boo beats Maul. The Jamal Charlo I saw against Jose Benavidez, I think Plant might even beat him. I don't think it was that impressive, all right? I don't think it was. You want to know why I don't think it was that impressive? Everyone's looking at the fact that he won the fight. It's not that. Are y'all taking into consideration that Jose Benavidez' last fight was at 154? He's a blown up 147 pounder, right? Jamal couldn't even make his own weight to defend his own belt, the same belt that Mauricio Suleiman has not taken away from him for whatever reason, for how many years now? Through all this shit that's going on, inactivity, drinking, and getting in problems with the law and all this other stuff, he still got the belt. Can't make weight to fight for his own belt, right? So that's number one. Then tries to move the fight up to 166 prior to the fight. So he's fighting a 147 pounder. And so there's a massive weight difference there. That's number one. Massive weight difference. And he couldn't get him out of there when he had Jose hurt. It wasn't that impressive to me. I thought Jamal was going to knock him out. I don't, regardless of what he says, I'm telling you, I think Boo Boo beats Jamal at the end of the day. That's just what I think. I don't think he knocks him out, but I think he will outpoint him if they fight, which I hope that fight happens. I really do. I really do. I also hope in some weird ass way that Jamal fights Canelo, because you still got people saying, man, I couldn't believe it, bro. I couldn't believe it, bro. I saw a video where the guy was saying that Jamal Charlo is back and that he beats Canelo over that fucking fight against Jose, bro. This is why we need to see fights, bro. Because we could say this all, that Spence and Crawford shit went on for like 5 years, man. Like 5 years. I mean, you had people threatening to kill each other over Spence and Crawford. You got channels that shut down because Spence lost, bro. But I think we need to see these fights, because until then, it's just going to be me saying I think he wins, and it's going to be you saying no way. Right. And you couldn't get him out of it. That's what I'm saying. That's what, and not only that, Tycho, not only that, he couldn't even make weight at 160 and then tried to move it up to 166 against a blown up 147 pounder, bro. Are people not looking at that? Like, are y'all just like, did y'all just forget that? Pudo's nuts, man. I don't bet money, Pudo. I don't bet money on fights, bro. I've only made 2 bets in the past 3 years, and they were for sure bets. Actually, no, I take that back. I did lose money. The last bet I actually did make on DraftKings, by the way, was Plant and Canelo. I had picked that it was going to go. Did I pick decision or knockout? I forgot what I picked, but I was wrong. I was off by a round. I think I had a knockout at like it was either the round before or the round after, but it was a specific round that I had specifically had to pick, and I didn't get it. But other than that, I don't necessarily bet on fights, because number one, I don't expect a lot of anybody to pay me online. That's number one, and I'm not chasing a motherfucker for money. And number two, you know, I don't like throwing away money easily, bro. People got money to throw away on bets. I can't do that. I can't do that. It's Canelo. The hate for Canelo is up there with the hate that people have for Floyd. I shit you not. The hate that people have for Floyd is up there with, I think Canelo is even worse. I think people hate Canelo more than people hated Floyd. I honestly do. You got people that's never met this man, but yet all they do is talk about him, bro. All that, whether it's talking bad, it doesn't matter. They don't understand, right? That all they're doing is bringing up his name, trying to shit on him and all this other stuff. 90% of the shit that comes out of your mouth is about that man. What does that tell you? About a man you never met. That's fucking hilarious, man. He still don't seem right. And you want to know what else, Tycho, too? Here goes another crazy thing. This is how some people are so damn crazy, right? Jamal sits up there at the post press conference and tells everybody to their face that he was supposed to fight Canelo. Basically, in so many other words, he said, I was supposed to fight him, but y'all know I wasn't ready. And then he said, he took a little shot at his brother. In fact, I think he did. He said, I know I love my brother and everything, but Jamal Charlo is not Jamal Charlo. Basically saying that he would beat Canelo or the fight would be different. I don't think the fight would be different as far as the outcome. I think Jamal cannot beat Canelo. I don't think, and the thing is, crazy thing about it is, speaking of Jamal out of the two brothers, I always thought Jamal was the better of the two brothers. I always thought he was the better of the two brothers. And then that inactivity and the mental illness and the drinking kicked in. And then while he's doing that, his little brother, so-called little brother, like a minute apart, is ducking no smoke at that time, fighting regularly. So it was at that point, there was a point where, in my eyes, Jamal surpassed Jamal, where before I had Jamal up here. He has not gotten better. Okay? You cannot tell me, at looking at that Jose fight, that you think Jamal is better than he was prior to his last fight against, what's his name he was getting pieced up by? What was the Mexican guy with the funny name he was getting pieced up by? Almost didn't even make it out of that fight. Almost didn't even make it out of that fight. And that was supposedly before all this shit. And you telling me you think he beats Boo Boo? Boo Boo, the fact that he's defensively sound is why I got him winning. Somewhat defensively sound. I mean, we saw what happened when there's a pressure fighter in front of his ass. But for the most part, if you're not David Benavidez and you're not constantly throwing punches and you're not constantly walking him down, he's crafty. He's crafty. And I just think that Jamal is not better than he was prior to his layoff, bro. That's just what I think. But I hope it happens. I hope it happens. Puto, are you drinking? Puto, are you drunk? Bro, Tycho, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how bad the hate is with Canelo. The hate is so bad with Canelo, bro, that you can make a clear statement, and you know you're making sense, and they won't even acknowledge it, bro. They won't even acknowledge it. You know how they say he fought at 168. He went to 168 because they were the weaker of the champions. They were guys with light skin. They were Europeans, the Europeans killers or whatever, right? And you say to them, well, they were undefeated and they all have belts. And if that's the case, if it was so easy, why didn't Jamal do it? Why didn't Boo Boo do it? That's a very easy thing to say. And you know what they'll say? They'll make all the excuses in the book on why they didn't do it. Oh, they don't have the name. They don't have the name like Canelo. They couldn't have just gone up there. They couldn't. They make all these fucking excuses, right? But anything Canelo does, he puts a rehydration clause on somebody. He does a catch weight. It's the end of the world. Somebody else does it, they're the A side. You see how it's different when it comes to him? Canelo, it's unfair treatment in my eyes, bro. Now, he does need to be criticized for some other shit. I do think he needs to fight David. I don't think he needs to fight him for his legacy, but I think with everything that's going on, I think David has earned it by this time. So I'm not saying he's above criticism. What I'm saying is the criticism that Canelo gets is so unfair. It's so unfair because they don't do that to other fighters. They don't do that. To them, they'll make an excuse all day why Jamal. You got people making sense, trying to tell you that Jamal Charlo has a great resume at 160. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. His best win is Derevyanchenko. Derevyanchenko and the other guy there was a controversial. What was the guy's name? What was the guy's name? The same night that him and his brother fought on the same night, and Jamel lost to Tony Harrison. Colbert. Korobov. Nah, not at all. No. I mean, not at all. Like, I don't like, nah. I like Jamal. Why? Because I think Boo Boo beats him? I don't understand. Puto, why? Because I think that he loses to Boo Boo? And I think Canelo beats him? What is so why do I hate him? Because I think that Canelo beats him and Boo Boo beats him. Let me guess, Puto. If I say Canelo beats him, I'm not crazy, right? I'm not crazy. I'm not. Am I hating then? Am I saying that Canelo beats Boo Boo? I mean, Canelo beats Jamal. Am I hating on him now? Because I think Boo Boo beats him? No, I don't hate Jamal. Just think Boo Boo beats him. That's all. I just think the inactivity. I think his mental state. I think that shit matters, man. I think it matters. I think it matters that he couldn't make 160. He couldn't defend his own belt. I think it matters that 2 days before the fight, he couldn't even make that contracted weight and try to raise it to 166. And then he fights a blown up 147 pounder. It can't even get him out of there. I think it matters. That's not hating on him. I'm just pointing this shit out. Yeah, I don't know. Are you drinking? It was a joke. On which one? On which fight, Puto? I could tell you this. The person that wins this fight this Saturday, right? I'm going to tell you like this. I'm sorry. The person that loses, Colbert and Rayo, watch where their career goes. In my opinion. It's not going to look good, bro. Rayo done switched trainers, 2 losses in a row, 2 fights ago, was one of the top best prospects at 135. People were throwing his name in the hat. They were throwing his name in the hat up there with Pitbull Cruz and William Cepeda and all this other shit. They were. Go back. You can look. Okay? They were throwing him up there. Then he takes that loss to De Los Santos, takes that loss to Colbert. If he loses again tomorrow, he's going to become a gatekeeper before he even became in his prime because he's 24 years old. How old is Chris Colbert? I think he's 28, ain't he? 27. 27. Colbert's 27. And Colbert, his issue, and I've always said it, his issue, well, he's got a couple of issues. Colbert's got a couple of issues. Number one, I don't think he's active enough. I don't think Colbert is active enough. That's number one. Number two, and Tycho has heard me say this before, and I've even heard Tycho say it. And I think anybody who's ever watched Chris Colbert, I don't think he's dedicated to the sport. I don't think he's been dedicated to the sport since, let me show you his last fight. Against Arboleda. Jaime Arboleda, I think it was, was it Corrales? It was either Corrales or when he fought Jaime was the last time that I felt Chris Colbert was in his prime. Matter of fact, I know they're going to fucking take it down. Let me show it to you anyway. Fuck it. I'll go back and I'll edit it back out. I already know YouTube is going to strike me for this, but it is what it is. I mean, they strike me for every other damn thing. Okay. Let me show you. This is probably the last fight. This fight that I'm about to show you on this clip was probably the last time that I feel, in my opinion, that Chris was probably, and he was somewhat, it was around this time that I feel like Chris started not taking the sport seriously or not. It was around this time right here.
Jaime Arboleda.
And I've showed this before.
Chris Primetime Colbert.
He's down. He's down. Over there. He's down. Over there. Over there. 4. He's down again. Over there. Over there. 3. Okay.
That was probably the last time. He said, shout out to Primetime Chicken. He said, shout out to my son, Prince. Oh, okay. It was around that time that I feel like because it was after that fight is where he started saying shit like, I don't need to watch tape. It was after that fight. He said, I don't need to watch tape. I don't need to watch my opponents. I don't need to. That's when I was like, something. He ain't taking it seriously. And not only that, but I saw 2 training camps back to back, where Chris Colbert was training in that garbage suit. You ever see anybody training that big black bag that sort of like to lose weight? You see people running in it and stuff like that. It's just basically to just sweat it out. When I see him doing that, that's when I'm like, he's not dedicated, because now he's basically a fat camp. It's not really a fight camp. He's in fat camp. There's a difference, fight camp and fat camp. He's just trying to make weight. When you're just trying to make weight and you're focusing on just making weight and you can't focus on your game plan or your skills, that shit shows, bro. There's a lot of these fighters that it's so hard for them to make weight. Making the weight is the fight for them. You'll see a fighter say all the time, oh shit, man, the hardest part is done. The easy part is fighting. They say that in the UFC all the time, that the hardest part for them is making the weight. Before I get out of here, I will drop the link, of course, just for a couple minutes if anybody wants to. Tell me what you think about what's gonna this Saturday. Matter of fact, if we're looking at the schedule, to be honest with you, let's look at it. It's really not much going on this Saturday. It's really not much going on. Let me share the screen. We got Jake Paul versus August. Bam Rodriguez and Sonny Edwards. Okay, listen, this, to me, I'm going to be honest with you, there's really not much to talk about. There's no way that I see Bam Rodriguez losing to Sonny Edwards. Sonny Edwards got no power. I don't think he's going to beat him. And it's not even just the power part. I think Bam Rodriguez, he's got good power. He's got he's not just, it's not just, he's got okay power, but he's a solid boxer. He's got solid fundamentals. Bam Rodriguez. And David Morell versus Agbeko. I've never seen Agbeko fight. Have y'all? I don't even know who that is. Any of y'all know who Agbeko is? Oh, shit. Look at this. Yo, did y'all know this? In a special... No way. This can't be real. Hold on. Am I looking at this correctly? Am I reading? What? In the special attraction opener, Robert the Ghost Guerrero and Andre Berto will square off in a 10 round? Y'all see this shit? Robert the Ghost Guerrero and what? Bro, when was the last time these guys even fought? Damn, you know, that's bad, bro. They had to find them too to throw it in there. I'm telling you, this is the last telecast that Showtime has for, I believe it's the last telecast that Showtime has for this year. Is it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is the last Showtime. This is the last Showtime card, bro. This is the last Showtime card. And they threw in Robert the Ghost Guerrero versus Andre Berto. That's crazy, bro. They really, I gotta look at this real quick. Hold on. Holy shit, they are. That is crazy, bro. Wow, bro. They dudes. Look at them. They're both 40 years old. They're both 40 years old. Man, they just threw that in there just to throw. I wonder how much they're getting paid, bro. I bet you it's not even a lot. That's kind of crazy, bro. I did not think these guys were even still fighting. And I don't even remember their first fight. I don't even remember what happened in their first fight. I don't even remember who won their first fight. Let me see. Who won the first fight? One. Okay. He fought Robert Guerrero in 2012. 2012. It's almost 11 years later. And they're like, yeah, let's get that rematch in. I can't even give you a prediction for that because I haven't seen these guys fight in years. Haven't seen them fight in years. I don't know what to tell you about that, bro. Anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for being on, man. Sorry that this live was going to be longer, man, but to be honest with you, it's Chris Colbert fighting. I kind of expected this. I really did. I expected nobody to be talking about it. This is normal shit. It's normal shit, man. I think it's going to be the best card in the fight, though. Obviously, going for my man, Chris. If Chris loses, by the way, before I get off here, I want to make it clear. If Chris Colbert loses, I'm going to roast his ass, bro. I ain't going to hold back nothing. He going to get everything that's coming to him. Everything. If he wins, and if he does some crazy shit like knock El Rayo out, oh, bro, I'm gonna go ballistic, bro. I'm gonna go ballistic. Hey, what's going on, bro? I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna go ballistic, bro. If Colbert wins by some crazy knockout or some shit, but if he loses, If he loses, bro, I'm gonna get on his ass, bro. Bad. I'm gonna get on him bad, just like I did last time. I think Colbert, and one last thing I want to say, that Colbert, I think, I don't know if he's taking boxing seriously anymore, man. I really don't. I don't know if he's taking it seriously anymore. I'll know on the first round. I'll be able to tell me in what shape he's in. But I'm telling you right now, the last three times I saw Chris fight, I knew from the beginning he's not taking it serious, bro. He's not taking it serious, especially what he did in the first fight with Rayo. This dude ran at him, bro. As soon as the bell rang, he ran at him. That's no game plan right there. He just ran at him and got dropped. I don't even know how he got out that fight, but we'll see what happens on Saturday, man. And shout out goes till next time. I'm out.